and Assalamualaikum. Good morning to Miss Lidiawati and fellow friends. My name is Nur Hafiza binti Nordin. Metric number is 264602. My topic is gender shouldn't matter in sport. So let's get started. Views also lead to racism, fears and athlete bias. Problem occur for women participating in male sport if they do not adhere to a traditional female definition. Regardless of how tough a sport woman might be, her organism is not cut off to support those shock. Sport amended existing sport and create new sport to accommodate sport of various gender in unisex sport. This ensure that you take care of how sport are designed and what talent or abilities you test. These include talented female athletes with respect to participation in the specific category. There are no restrictions for men or women to play sport. They can choose the sport that suits their soul and both gender can be a team in sport. To my audience, I would like to persuade all of you that gender shouldn't matter in sport. There is no restriction for men or women to play in sport. Sport play an important role in life, particularly within a society environment. Nowadays, gender is viewed as a range of identification for women or men. However, the sport division were used strictly for men and women. It is difficult matter for gender in sport. Often there is gender-based distinction in sport organization and in some situations. It seems clear that the gender is divided by physical differences. Currently, about half of governing bodies of sport fulfill the government goals, including a fourth of those of the board. All women athletes work hard to achieve their current position, but their hard work would be wasted because of gender discrimination in sport. Women do not have the same opportunity, access to the media or pay attention as men to intensify the unfairness of the culture, particularly feminist. This situation is important because it will influence gender imbalance and chances in sport, and we are living in a world that is beginning to advertise gender equity. There is an obvious gender inequality that's shown to the public. For example, girls cannot play or join tournament of football because the majority of players are boys, while boys cannot play tennis as a sport. Therefore, this kind of situation, we need to change our mindset that sport is open to everyone. Only is choose the sport that suits your soul. Girls and boys should certainly be allowed to compete in sport because they deserve fair opportunities. They don't need to compare each other while playing sport. Why not playing sport together without comparing about gender or age, right? For example, in school, we have many sport facilities that school provide. For example, a city school may not have many fields and a rural school may not have sufficient students for each sport to form a team. So, we can choose what kind of sport that we want to play or participated in tournament for school. Don't be prejudiced against what gender should play in particular sport. Otherwise, sport can relieve stress when we play sport that we interested without any obstacle. When we choose sport that we interested on it, we can learn to focus and manage our time. Sport required time and commitment, but most of them like to play alone without set up a team. When we play sport in team, we can learn something from that. It will make us focus on the sport that we like and we can have fun playing that sport. Last but not least, make both gender be a team in sport. There is no rule either in team must have one gender only or ages. Generally, girls and boys prefer to play in same gender in team to achieve the chemistry among themselves. Some girls want to compete with boys, especially if there is not an equivalent same gender team available. Girls and boys do play in mixed team, particularly when sports are modified or a team could not otherwise be filled. Age and gender are not always good indicators of ability. For example, there are strong, agile girls and weak, poorly coordinated boys. Girls and boys should be allowed to compete on the same sporting team because boys and girls should have equal rights and both genders are challenging and participating. And the team will benefit from multi-gender sport team. For example, if the results are read on a Monday morning, you do not allow mixed gender sport. Is there a fair representation of boys or girls? People have tried to prohibit girls from playing with boys in sport, but the public opposes those people because women deserve equality. Both genders playing against each other will increase competitiveness, making the sport better and more interesting. The fact that boys are constructed to be stronger and bigger than girls is well known. That's, that doesn't mean, however, that girls are too weak to play game. The fact that both genders join a team builds friendship and work well together within the team. More than 1,500 girls were soccer players and some of them were their team's best in 2013. In conclusion, we have been talked about the reason why gender shouldn't matter in sport. We cannot put a restriction among gender or age in sport field because we need to be fair on that. Let them choose whatever sport that they like it, fit their abilities to play and join the sport that they interested. And lastly, to achieve a good gameplay, we should be a team in both gender or ages. Therefore, we can build a good team player with combination of abilities on that person. Sport not only for people that have a good skill. We are free for that. We can play as much as we want. So, I put a hope that all of you do not separate gender in sport because sport also be a part of our life. Sometimes it's just a hobby that we like to play, but at the end it moves to the next step.